Lead identification is one important step of drug discovery. What is lead and what we understand from the term lead identification? Lead is basically a compound which is used for biological activity on a receptor or on a drug, which is also called a target in our case. So we have a chemical compound from the organism which binds with the target, which is our medicine, and then a good medicine is discovered. Now for this discovery or lead identification, a term is used which is basically potency information. So potency information means, or potency threshold means, that at what level this chemical bound or this chemical bindage between these two things will start working. Similarly, there are different molecular libraries are available which are used for working or for identification of these lead discovery or identification module. There are 7 categories, or there are 7 different technologies which are helpful or useful for lead identification. I will go across all of these 7 categories one by one. I will start from visual screening approach and then I will move along. So what is visual screening? As you know that visual screening, as the name suggests at least, that it would be some screening type method that it will be working on many different molecules at the same time, and then it is visual. Visual means that it can be seen graphically or on some computing machine. So visual screening would be an approach to find out what is the protein structure, docking mechanism, or chemical similarity search mechanism while we are trying to find out our compounds which will be used for binding with the target drugs. So what we need for this lead identification, we should have clear understanding or knowledge of our protein structures. Similarly, our receptors and genetic information. Similarly, there should be good knowledge of interlinked relationship between our receptors, ligands, and proteins information. Okay, if I want to explain this with the help of an example, we have figure like this. So we have a ligand library. So ligand is basically a term which is used for our medicines or drugs. So this ligand library, it is given to some filters. So these filters will find out, okay, what ligands can be further processed or used or which should be removed. Then we have our docking mechanism. So docking means as a common dock where we put ships with the physical location so that ships become safe. So docking is basically putting something in some specific place, so which is shown here, that this is our complete part and we are just putting our drug here, so that is docking. Then what will happen, this is gone through in vitro testing. So this in vitro testing, it is basically our laboratory testing, that these molecules are tested in the laboratory, and then finally we have optimized a refined lead. So this mechanism, which is called visual screening, we have our docking part, then we have different filters, but initially we should have some ligand library, and then we can say that we have made a refined lead. So computer docking, the ultimate aim is this our protein target. So this protein target is basically binded with this formation which is our ligand. So these two are binded together and then they generate some good medicine or target. In visual screening, we have another concept which is called MLCC, which is multi-level chemical compatibility scoring. इस टेस्ट के अंदर हम ये देखते हैं कि जो हमारी ड्रग्स है या जो हमारा लीड है इन आवर केस, इट इज कंपेरेबल टू 4 डिफरेंट मेडिसिन्स और ड्रग्स. और वो कंपैरिजन कैसे होता है, दैट इट इज कंपेयर्ड अगेंस्ट टॉप सेलिंग ड्रग्स, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, इट इज compared against compounds which are under the biological activity. Number 3, it is compared against anti-cancer drugs, and the 4th one, it is compared against drugs which has very poor drugs like characteristics. So अगर हमारा जो compound है, जो हमारी lead है, it passes these 4 tests, then it is further used or it is filtered out. Another type of or another branch which is used for our lead identification, that is chemoinformatics. As shown in this figure, or first, what is chemoinformatics? First, chemoinformatics is basically a combination of different fields used for biological activities. Most important of those fields is chemistry. Then we have informatics, biological data, and so on. As shown in this figure, For chemoinformatics, we first need information of this ADMET test. What is this ADMET test? It is basically to find out properties of any drugs. So those properties are absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion and toxicity. Then it comes to this chemistry space where we understand the chemical structure of the compounds. Chemical structure, for example, what are different bonds available between these molecules, and if these chemical bondings are okay, then they will move towards targets. So here these are the different targets in this case. So these targets can be DNAs, enzymes, GPCRs, proteins, kinases, etc. And then these targets are used for working of different diseases, which is shown in this figure or this part. And in chemoinformatics, informatics is playing its parts while we are working from this ADMET to target stage. Once we are done with chemoinformatics, third type of lead identification technique is pharmacophore mapping based approach. So pharmacophore is basically 3D arrangement of functional parts inside any compound. So what is the advantage is when we have 3D arrangement or information of functions within a compound, we can check that what would be the integration of different receptors with the ligands. Similarly, it can be converted into a database generation concept. So with the help of pharmacophore technology, we can say we can check what is the 3D structure and what are the database related concepts which are related or which are used for generation of our lead discovery. Then the fourth one is QSAR. SAR basically is a structure activity relationship which shows that what is the structure of a compound and what are different activities being performed inside a compound. Extension of this SAR is QSAR. In this QSAR, we have another addition which is quantitative approach. So we have quantitative structure activity relationship. So this quantitative structure activity relationship, it assigns some number to those structure activity relationships things. So those numbers basically they can be applied using computer technologies, computer techniques which are again borrowed from mathematics in the form of machine learning approaches, such as we have KNN algorithms. KNN in a very short amount of time we can say those are basically k nearest neighbors. So what happens is that we have data and then we have different clusters. So in each cluster we have similar type of data together. So K means number of clusters. Suppose we have 4 clusters, so there will be 4 blocks and each block will be having similar sort of data. Similarly, we have least scarce data. Least scarce data means that we want to find out the distance between a given data and the testing data, and then we select the data which is at the minimum distance from the given domain. Then we have high throughput docking mechanism. So high throughput docking mechanism, again the parts are ligands and proteins, both of these are the parts, and again there are several docking algorithms available. So for example, in the case of genes, we can find out that what would be the location of genes at specific chromosomes. So for that purpose there are several docking algorithms available which help us to find out exact or good positions related to those genes. Then we should have information about force field, knowledge base or empirical information for these docking algorithms. Then we have sixth one is NMR based approaches or screening, which is basically nuclear magnetic resonance based technique. What happens in this technique is we have 3D structure of our potential drug target or drug target, and then we have tertiary structure of proteins, and then we want to find out relationship between this information. Good thing about this approach is that we don't need any prior information, that we don't need that what is input and what would be the prior information. We just work on the given data and then we find out what is happening. A good algorithm in this field is called SHAPES, and then we have Waterloxi algorithm which is used for finding this NMR based screening tests. An example is given here that what is NMR based approach and what it is doing in this specific case. So this one is our disease. Suppose we say that this is a cancer disease, and similarly we have some brain related diseases which are written here. So these are our potential targets, so these are our diseases. Then what we say, okay, we can have this compound library, and this compound library it is based on this NMR based approach. Now what happens is that this approach can be used as two levels. Number one is this SAR by NMR. So SAR, structure activity relationship. So this structure activity relationship can help us to find out the inner structure of different things. So which is shown here, that it is novel NMR screening method development which will help us in finding the disease. Or if it is positive, then we can have this identification of small molecules which are discovered by this NMR, and then based on these small molecules we move towards characterization of structure biological related documents to reveal the detailed mechanism what is happening in this specific case. Similarly, moving on from here, we move to this biological function and medicine testing, and after this we can make potential drugs and which can be gone to the distribution market also. So in this case, another thing which is helping this cycle is this organic chemistry, which help us to optimize chemical molecules which are being used while this drug discovery part. Finally, we have chemical genetics, which is the seventh technique for lead discovery. In chemical genetics, that is basically based on gene products and then their proteins. So what is happening is concept of knockouts is being used in this one. Knockouts means that based on DNA mutations we remove some of the medicines, and then finally we have cell cycle. In cell cycling we have some arresting agents. So arresting agents are again help us to inhibit some mechanism so that it doesn't flourish for any further.